What if I told you, a single patch of warm water in the Pacific Ocean can trigger floods, droughts, cyclones, famines, wildfires, and economic chaos across the entire world? Sounds impossible, but every few years, it happens. It's called El Niño, one of Earth's most powerful climate events. And when it arrives, countries prepare for disaster. Farmers lose crops. Cities face floods. Fish disappear from oceans. Temperatures break records. Therefore, scientists closely monitor it like a ticking planetary time bomb.
What is El Niño? Why does it happen? How can one ocean change the world?
Today, we uncover the science and the global consequences of the mysterious force known as El Niño. To understand El Niño, we first need to understand how the Pacific Ocean normally behaves. Under normal conditions, powerful winds called trade winds blow from east to west across the Pacific Ocean. These winds push warm surface water toward Asia and Australia. Therefore, places like Indonesia and northern Australia usually receive heavy rainfall and tropical storms. Meanwhile, near the western coast of South America, cold water rises from deep in the ocean in a process called upwelling. This cold water is rich in nutrients, creating one of the world's most productive fishing regions. And this changes everything. The Pacific Ocean becomes warmer than normal across massive areas. That warm water releases enormous heat into the atmosphere. The trade winds weaken, sometimes they even reverse direction. Therefore, the warm water that was piled near Asia begins moving eastward toward South America, altering wind patterns, storm systems, and rainfall across the globe. The name El Niño means the little boy in Spanish. Peruvian fishermen gave it this name centuries ago because the unusual warming often appeared around Christmas time, associated with the Christ child. They didn't know the science back then, but they knew one thing for sure: whenever El Niño arrived, the weather became dangerous and unpredictable. Even today, scientists are still studying exactly why El Niño begins. Because it's not caused by just one thing. It's the result of a massive interaction between the ocean and the atmosphere. Normally, the trade winds act like giant conveyor belts. But when these winds weaken for long enough, warm water starts drifting eastward. Therefore, the eastern Pacific Ocean heats up. That heat changes atmospheric pressure patterns. And those pressure changes weaken the winds even more. This creates a feedback loop. Warmer ocean right pointing arrow, weaker winds right pointing arrow, even warmer ocean. And soon, a full El Niño event is born. Some El Niño events are weak. Others become extremely powerful. The strongest ones can raise global temperatures dramatically and disrupt weather on nearly every continent. Scientists call this entire system the El Niño Southern Oscillation, or ENSO. And El Niño is only one side of the cycle. The opposite phase is called La Niña, where Pacific waters become cooler than normal. La Niña often brings opposite weather effects. More rain in some places, colder temperatures, and stronger monsoons. Earth constantly swings between these climate phases, and humanity has no way to stop them. One of El Niño's biggest impacts is extreme rainfall. As warm water moves eastward, countries near western South America often experience intense storms and flooding. Cities can become submerged, roads collapse, landslides destroy villages, thousands of people may lose their homes. But while some regions drown, others dry out. Australia, Indonesia, India, and parts of Africa can experience severe drought during El Niño years. Rainfall decreases dramatically, therefore crops fail, food prices rise. Water shortages become dangerous. In some regions, entire farming seasons are destroyed. And when agriculture collapses, economies suffer too. Millions of people depend on predictable rainfall for survival. Dry conditions also increase the risk of wildfires. During major El Niño years, Australia and Southeast Asia often face devastating fire seasons. Forests burn faster. Smoke spreads across countries. Wildlife habitats disappear. Some fires become so massive, they can even be seen from space. El Niño doesn't only affect land, it also disrupts life in the ocean itself. Remember the cold, nutrient-rich water near South America? During El Niño, that upwelling weakens. Therefore, fish populations decline sharply. Fishermen catch less seafood. Marine ecosystems become unstable. Coral reefs also suffer. Warmer oceans can trigger coral bleaching, where corals lose the algae they need to survive. And if ocean temperatures stay high for too long, entire reef systems can die. El Niño can also make the entire planet temporarily hotter, because the Pacific Ocean releases enormous stored heat into the atmosphere. Many of the hottest years ever recorded occurred during strong El Niño events. Scientists say El Niño doesn't directly cause climate change, but it can amplify global warming temporarily. Therefore, heat waves may become even more extreme. And when El Niño combines with human-caused climate change, the results can become dangerous. Very dangerous. The good news is, scientists have become much better at predicting El Niño. Today, satellites monitor ocean temperatures constantly. Special floating buoys across the Pacific collect real-time data about water temperature, wind speed, air pressure, and ocean currents. Using powerful computer models, scientists can often predict El Niño months before it fully develops. Therefore, governments can prepare, farmers can change planting schedules, cities can strengthen flood defenses, and emergency agencies can stock food and supplies. But predicting exactly how strong an El Niño will become is still extremely difficult. Nature remains unpredictable, and even modern science cannot fully control Earth's climate system. El Niño can bring floods, droughts, heat waves, and dangerous storms. But simple precautions can help keep you safe. Keep an emergency kit ready with food, water, medicines, and flashlights. Stay updated with weather alerts and follow official warnings. Save water during drought conditions. Avoid flooded roads during heavy rain. During heat waves, stay indoors, drink plenty of water. And avoid direct sunlight, and in dry areas, never start open fires that could trigger wildfires. Because during extreme weather, preparation can save lives. El Niño is a reminder of something extraordinary. Our planet is deeply connected. A temperature change in one ocean can affect storms, food, water, and survival across the entire Earth. Invisible winds, moving across invisible currents, can change millions of lives. And as climate change warms the planet further, scientists fear extreme El Niño events could become even more intense in the future. Which means understanding Earth's systems has never been more important. Because the oceans are not just water, they are the heartbeat of the planet. And when that heartbeat changes, the whole world feels it. If you enjoyed this documentary, make sure to like, subscribe, and share the video. And tell us in the comments, have you ever experienced extreme weather caused by El Niño? Until next time, stay curious.